Oh my goodness. I feel like I need to take a break after hearing that. That song is so cool, so crazy. And we have the musicians here who made it. First is Paul Hanson on the
Hello.
electric bassoon and the songwriter, correct?
Yes.
The insanity behind the music. And then please introduce your collaborators.
Yes. Well, this is the one and only Raze the Maze with Moorea Dickason on vocals and Tarik Ragab on lyrics, bass lyrics, however you want to say it. But one hell of a great band. I really enjoy. I'm so happy to have worked with them now, and very happy about that.
Thanks, Paul.
Sure.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from Moorea and Tarik. What are your thoughts on this? You know, like when Paul came to you to work on this together, and then you heard the music. What were you thinking?
When Paul came to us to work on this, we were very excited to collaborate. We'd worked with Paul before he played on our last record on a couple of tracks. It was obviously an incredible collaboration at the time with his magical bassoon wielding, and so we were excited about it. And then the music didn't all come at once. So when it started trickling in, we're like, okay, he is not messing around. This is a level up even on complexity from the material we were just had recorded. So it was a fun challenge. I always love the fun challenge musically.
Yeah, for sure. And the idea of writing lyrics to these tunes was really intriguing to me because, having done similar stuff with MoeTar and Raze the Maze, it's just a really fun thing to do. You know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
No, I'm just. Go ahead. You.
Yeah. So tell us about the album Calliope. How do you write this kind of music? What inspired it? And I know you said it's many years in the making. So tell us the story.
Oh, it actually really is a long time because the very first time I heard anybody on electric bassoon was in Conservatory of San Francisco. I saw an art rock band called Cartoon. They were part of that whole rock and opposition kind of thing, and they had a bassoon player with the pickup on. It's like, oh my gosh! And I was into Hendrix at the time. I always felt bassoon could be more of an instrument, but so it led me down that path. But to make a story short, I've always wanted to be in a band where that had that power of a vocalist nailing lyrics that you can literally do something in songs. So it's not just like fusion or really great jazz, as great as those genres are. I wanted to put a name on things and write songs about something, but I can't sing. I can't. I'm horrible. But I just play bassoon. You can't do both. So it's much in the way guitar players take that kind of territory of, the low middle range to higher range. That's what I felt like bassoon could do all this time. But this is the time, my wife and I were talking a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. I said, I really want to do an album, but what should I do? Why don't you do a vocal album this time? Well, with somebody you want to work with. And that came to mind. These guys were the first people in my mind because, I hear their music. I never think complex necessarily. I just think music. I think songs. I think feelings. I think how does it make you feel? And their music make me feel really good. So, write something of my own that's slightly different. And we did this.
No joke. I actually sent Moorea a text the other day. Just I was listening to the album and I was like, these vocals are just unbelievable. Like Moorea, talk about this. What did it take? And your vocals are just really unbelievable.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, some of these songs I would get from Paul, and I'd be like, okay, like I'm not sure how I'm supposed to make that happen because these melodies would be written on bassoon. They were, and I'm sure with a vocal in mind too, but it was some of the lines would be shockingly complex, and and would take some time. It would just take a little bit of time. We'd record here. We got a home studio, and so that's nice because it affords time to practice at home and be tracking um, and then learning something and recording it without the benefit of all being together and rehearsing it and kind of learning it in a live setting. it probably lended itself well here in this project because I just got to sit in my studio and shed on these lines. And that last one we just heard, there's some wild stuff that go like some wildly wide ranges with super fast lines that are going all over the place. And, just takes sitting around and figuring out mostly like placement stuff. How do you make that? Land everywhere, But I love this stuff. I love singing a lot of this fast stuff. I love a challenge. It's always how it's been working with Tarik. And so it was like this with Paul. Like, okay, like my job is to never come back and be like, I don't think that part's going to work. I'm like, just make it work. Figure out how to make it work.
There were very rare instances of that, if any. Oh, it was amazing. Just, and then combined with what Tarik does lyrically, and then I have an amazing, producer, engineer, mixer, Harun Sarang, who knows how to put this stuff together. And we've always kind of thought about doing something like this. It's been a dream, really. It's been really something else. I'm enjoying it.
Harun is in the chat. So hello, Harun. You did a great job. The album sounds great.
That's a nice job, Harun.
We love Harun.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, Tarik, could you talk about your approach to the bass parts? Because some of them are also rather crazy. Is this stuff that did you write these parts, or did Paul provide them, or what?
Paul wrote the bass lines. Yeah, so a few times, they were right on the edge of my ability to play, because Paul writes some pretty wickedly amazing stuff, it's a lot of fun. And like similarly to Moorea, it's just fun to, the challenge is fun, and it's just like, okay, I'm going to make this work. I actually bought a 5-string because that was required. Although
was gifted.
I was gifted a 5-string, yes,
by a fan to make this happen.
Good friend of ours, fan. Yeah, yeah, and
it's a free album.
Because I had tried one of the songs. I think I did a drop C tuning on the 4-string and then learned it that way, but that became increasingly difficult. So, yeah, no, Paul wrote, there's some occasions where I will stretch out, like at the end of that last tune, but no, it's pretty note for note. Paul wrote those lines, and they're great lines, super fun to play.
That particular moment you're talking about is just one of my favorite points on the record, because it's just, we had to do it pandemic style, being in other studios and stuff. We couldn't all get together the way things were in the modern world, but you made it sound like we were all in the same room and just going at it. And that's a great feeling. And what you did, I loved it. I love that stuff.
Thanks.
It
was such a pleasure too to play with. The level of musicians on this record is so, I can't even begin to say how honored I am. And just, it's insane that we have the people we have on this are so great.
Yeah, it really was, for sure.
Paul, we got some people in the chat asking if this album is available yet. I believe
it is. Just went down at 1:53 p.m. this afternoon, a few minutes ago, almost an hour ago. I'm trying to see the group chat, and I can only see. How do I do this?
How about you figure this out while I play the next song? This one's called KDB.
Awake in your bed in the night, forging a new
Ah. Okay, computer stuff. So we need to talk about this drummer.
Yeah,
This guy is just unbelievable. Who is this drummer?
Hangs out. He I heard about him through a friend named Aaron Yannick, who's a great trumpet player in the LA area who plays with all kinds of people down there. A lot of people play the big potato. Detroit. I'm trying to find a drummer for this particular tune, and he said, "What about this guy? Who's does a lot of progressive rock. It's really amazing. He's done some work with the guy in Hacken, the guitar player from Hacken. I can't remember his name, but it's some pretty amazing stuff. It's just amazing musician levels. He's great. Yeah, he's incredible optimism. Is playing great energy. It's like, my gosh, we're so glad to have had him on board. Everybody, but just everybody's super special. But that's who he is. That's the thing. Yeah, Long, I guess. Long Zhao. Sorry, Long.
With so many of the drummers on this record, I find myself making this face a lot, like the musician, like, ooh,
Stank
damn,
face.
yeah, stank face, I guess you could say. And
Yeah, there's
yeah,
some seriously spicy drumming going on in this album. Paul,
Oh
you
yeah,
kind of you always seem to pick amazing drummers. The album that got me was the one with Dennis Chambers, which
right.
it's on the tip of my tongue. What was that album?
Frolic in the Land of Plenty.
Yes, that album is unbelievable. Um,
Thank you.
and I encourage anyone who's on the stream here or watching this video, go check out Paul Hanson's Frolic in the Land of Plenty. But this album also has just incredible, well, everything. The whole thing is so tight, and that's what people are saying in the live chat. Um, it's remarkably tight, remarkably well performed. The writing is super cool. I just feel like everything is superlative. So, great job on this record. Um, can you tell people like about live plans, physical releases, how they can buy it, all that stuff?
Well, right now, next week it goes on the streaming services, the 25th, and all the DistroKid kind of stuff, Apple Music, Spotify, all those fun places. And then I suppose I'm getting the records early October, the CDs. LPs are going to be a little while. I bet about this early December. I wish I could say earlier, but maybe they could tell me a little bit longer so I could get happily surprised around Thanksgiving. I don't know. But it was just such a great opportunity to make something of a high degree of quality. It got better and better the more we worked on it. It's like, wow, there's really something here. This is not just like a little hobby thing. Um, but that's it. And we would like to play it together. We talk about it. It's just the scheduling concerns, But I'm racking my brain because I think we both feel this way. That these are great songs. We could do a number of different arrangements of these to make it work and still have the great energy. It doesn't have every bell and whistle in place. For example, this last tune we heard, that was actually the third movement. Most of it's the third movement of my bassoon concerto, electric bassoon concerto, called Transitions, which I premiered earlier this year at the Symphony Orchestra. It's a good tune is a good tune and can be played in a number of different ways. But so we'll have to cross that bridge. We would like to cross that bridge and get there, for sure on that. So we'll definitely keep people posted on our socials and stuff how that all develops. Like to
I
have
just I want to mention too, it was great to play on this record with. I mean, everyone's a musical hero of mine, but we actually, Billy Cobham is also on this record, and that was kind of a dream come true to get to play with someone from my childhood that, like listening to Mahavishnu and all that stuff. So that was really that's a thrill to have,
it was a thrill to have too.
and an honor. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone else on this record you want to mention, Paul? There's some heavy hitters.
Alfonso Rauda on organ. You'll hear him later. And piano, he played organ on this last one. Eric Levy, he plays with Night Ranger and a great musician. He's on Fog 920. Chase Jackson, I guess he's from Berkeley High School. I went to Berkeley High too, but he's in LA now. He's doing a lot of production and playing down there. He plays some amazing vibraphone and synth work on that. Gene Coy is a drummer here, is also on this record. He's actually one of the primary drummers on this record. Gene is amazing. He plays with Hiromi. He's just incredible. Everything's in place. Everything's right. The time is great. It's a dream to work with all these people. It's really fantastic.
Definitely.
I think if anybody I've forgotten, I mean, Arun has been incredible. Arun's got a lot of patience for me and how we do things. Arun helped me put this whole studio together because before it didn't sound good, so I had to get all this done. He helped that also, top notch.
Well, another contributor, Paul, is the incredible mastering engineer that you got.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Emily Lazar is just, she's done. I mean, if you take a look at so many things, I can't even describe people like a Seattle rock band, the big one.
The big one.
Yeah, with the like three big ones. But one of those really big bands, David Bowie, Michelle Nicocello, Killers, everybody. Anyway, we got a hold of her and she agreed to do the record. She did a fantastic job. She really, I've never been part of something that got that, amazing quality. I mean, we were really happy to have her on, do the work for us on that. And amazing years, little things that I know could come out a little more. They did. It was just natural. It just feels really great. And when the record's at a low level, there's this really tendency for me to play this really loud all the time, but I still get the intensity lower, which I love too, because you don't have to have everything just. It shouldn't be just good because it's loud. It should be good at all levels.
Yeah, this record is super intense. Lots of just amazing moments, and there's plenty of the stuff that's not 100 miles an hour making your heart race. So it's just a very diverse album. I really want to encourage people to get it. And while we have Raze the Maze here, any news on the Raze the Maze front?
I wouldn't say news necessarily. I think Tarik's been writing. We're kind of in one of those zones, like this project's kind of coming to a close, and there's been a lot of just musical energy around that, And so now I think we're kind of looking into next phase stuff here, both thinking about how to play live more where we are, but also recording some new material. And it's coming. Stuff's coming. We're still here. A little slower these days, I think, with just a lot of other things going on too beyond music. But music's coming.
I've been working on a lot of art lately because that's just I have a show coming up here, so but that's been taking a lot of my focus. But yeah, I always have stuff in the works, tons of backlog to work on, and get to. So.
Could write nothing new, and we'd have many albums worth of material to potentially record.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited to do that actually.
Yeah.
Get back. This project has really inspired me. So I'll just say that, too.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. I wanted to wrap things up. We've got just a couple minutes left, so. Basically, go to paulhanson1.bandcamp.com. That's the number 1. And the URL will show on the screen when we listen to the final track. And just pick it up on Bandcamp. There's physical copies, and you can get a digital copy, which is great. Paul and Moorea and Tarik, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this interview, for being here. Really appreciate it. And thank you for this great new album.
Thank you, Anthony. Yeah.
Anthony, you're the best. I so appreciate how much you highlight weird music.
Yes.
We need more houses for it. You're a stalwart in the community and champion, and also nice and fun and cool. So thanks for having us on and promoting the record.
Well, thank you very much. That's really nice of you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So we are going to listen to the final track called Door Knocker on this. But before we go, I just wanted to give people a heads up. Tomorrow morning, I'm flying to Spain for the Moon June Music Festival. I'll be performing the King Crimson track Fracture. Probably the first time it's been played live. And I have no idea how many years, like in this original arrangement. I think King Crimson, I did see them play it in Seattle. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be doing that at the Moon June Festival. We're going to honor Bill Bruford, so expect some footage from that. We'll be delivering a Lifetime Achievement Award to him. So yeah, stay tuned on the channel. And then tonight is the Beat Show. I'll probably do a video about that. And if you are interested in Beat and King Crimson, please hit subscribe, because there's so much of that content and it's such a big part of my musical world. And then there's a little join button below the video player here. And for $3 a month, you can support Make Weird Music and just help pay the bills. This is not like a profitable venture. Sometimes when I have money, which is like once a year, I try to pay musicians to do stuff. And Paul is actually on one of the last singles that I produced. And you did an awesome job on that one.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to listen to Door Knocker. And just once again, thank you so much, Tarik, Moorea, and Paul. And check out the URL on the next screen when this music starts playing to buy the album. Go support independent, interesting music.
So I got a few questions, yeah, a few questions for a third eye. Just
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, no.
That is so ridiculous.
That's
Like, it's like,
That bassoon solo, are you kidding me? All right, I'm going to end the stream.
thank you guys so much, man.
thank you.